Well, it's January 21st, 2021. The kids' junior javelina hunt starts tomorrow. So we decided to come up into this canyon where we saw some javelina on the archery hunt. It's still archery deer season. And so getting ready yesterday, I decided I was gonna bring my bow just in case we saw a big buck and if we had an opportunity to put a stock on them. And as you can see, that's what happened. So we got up to Glacier, what time this morning?
7:30.
7:30. And it probably was 15-20 minutes maybe.
It was right at 8 o'clock.
Okay, so 8 o'clock. I glassed up this buck and he was pushing a doe pretty hard, and he was only about 388 yards from us. And so Jared started filming him, and Dad and Ryan were on him with their binos, and so I took off and I made a big huge push to get to the top to try to get above him. And they were keeping me updated on what he was doing and just the way the mountain works. He kind of went away from them and disappeared out of their view, and so just kind of knowing the direction he was heading, I was trying to guess the best place to come out above them. The wind was blowing up the ridge into my face, so I felt like I was gonna have good wind. So I snuck up to where I thought I'd be above them. I could kind of hear something down off to my left that I think was the buck. And I had a doe. I finally picked up a doe about 30 yards below me in some brush, and she was feeding and she kept looking hard to my left. So I was pretty sure the buck was over there, but I couldn't see him. And so I just kept telling myself, be patient, you just gotta wait it out. And I kind of picked up a doe further down the ridge, about 100 yards below me. And before long, he popped out of this little ravine towards this doe that was down the ridge from us. And he was for a second, then came back up towards me, but disappeared in the brush. And so I just kept waiting and waiting. And the doe that was below me, she was on my left. She started kind of working her way to the right. And it wasn't long before she disappeared out of my view, and he comes running through the brush with his nose down, going the direction of that doe. And so he leaves my view because I kind of had this window between some rocks. And so I said, well, I'm gonna kind of sidestep to the left and see if I can't pick him up. So I did, and I could see him. So I kind of ducked back out of view, and he started walking to the left. So I came to full draw, hoping that he would stop at a bush. I'd already been ranging a bunch of stuff below me, so I knew what it was. And he stopped at 40 yards, came to full draw. And just about when I was ready to send it, he decided to start walking again. So I just held it. He walked about 8 yards behind a sentry plant and stopped. And I couldn't see his body at all. And to the left of the sentry plant was about another 2-yard window before he was going to be in some brush again. And so I was almost about ready to come off full draw because I felt like I'd been holding it forever. And he started to move to my left. And while he was walking, I let it rip. And I knew it was a hit. He acted like it was a hit, flopping around, kind of disappeared in the brush. I didn't see any of the brush moving, so I figured he was right there. And so I called Jared and let him know, and they said they'll grab packs and head towards us, or head towards me. And while I was sitting there waiting, I started to kind of see some brush moving below me, so I started watching him. He was on his back, and he eventually kind of worked his way to his feet and made some more lunges, trying to just kind of get down the hill. And so when Dad and Ryan and Jared got over to me, I was able to work my way down to him and put another arrow in him to just make sure he was dead, and he didn't.
That was a humane thing to do anyway.
Make sure that he was dead and wasn't gonna take forever. It looks like I got a high lung shot on him. Where he was laying in the bush up here, there was quite a bit of blood. So it was a good shot, but again, we don't want to let him just suffer. So if I can get another arrow in him, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's what happened. And he expired, and I couldn't be happier. This is my first deer ever with a bow. I've killed lots of deer with a rifle, and I've killed some good bucks with a rifle, but this is my first archery deer that I've killed, and I'm pretty...
Yeah, he's a dandy.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty pumped to get a tape on him and see what he tapes out at.
He chipped that off sometime.
At some point, huh?
Yeah.
Looks like it's an older break.
Yeah.
What you can't see is this is some nasty, steep stuff. It is bad. I mean, we're slipping and sliding our way down just to get to them. So it'll be fun, but luckily it'll be an easy pack out. We're only 300 and something yards away.
He's got a couple of little knobs on his
Little devil points
Yeah, you want me to
coming out.
show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come up closer.
He started to grow another one. We're not biologists by any stretch. We've killed our share of nice deer, but he looks like he's a young buck. Maybe 4.5 years old, maybe 5.5. But for your first archery buck, that's a heck of a buck.
The century plant that he was standing behind was 42 yards. I had already ranged it previously. I knew that's what it was, and so I was pretty pumped.
Yeah.
when I knew it was a hit, I was pretty pumped.
Did you have an adrenaline dump?
Oh yeah. Yep. I don't get many of those anymore, and it was definitely got an adrenaline dump, and it's awesome. It's exciting.
I told Dad and Ryan, I said, if he gets within 70, I know he's gonna let one fly. I said, if he gets under 50, he's gonna smoke this thing.
Yeah. I just up there sitting there waiting, you're feeling the wind hit your face, and then all of a sudden you'll feel it like shift. And I'm thinking, oh no, don't do this to me. I knew the scenario was perfect with that doe right underneath me. I knew he was gonna come back to pester that doe, so I just, man, come on, wind, just stay good for however long it needs to stay good.
It's still blowing uphill.
And it did, but man, there was times where it
Yeah.
felt like it shifted on me. I'm like, come on now.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm pumped. I'm excited. This is awesome. This is awesome.
The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you're only getting mugged if you go downtown. I live back in the woods, you see, a woman and the kids and the dogs and me. I got a shotgun, a rifle, and a four-wheel drive, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I can plow a field all day long. I can catch catfish from dusk till dawn. Make our own whiskey and our own smoke too. Ain't too many things these old boys can't do. We grow good old tomatoes and homemade wine, and country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. Because you can't starve us out and you can't make us run. 'Cause when them old boys raised on shotguns, we say grace, we say ma'am. If you ain't into that, we don't give a damn. We came from the West Virginia coal mines and the Rocky Mountains and the western skies. And we can skin a buck, we can run a trot line, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I had a good friend in New York City. He never called me by my name, just Hillbilly. My Grandpa taught me how to live off the land, and his taught him to be a businessman. He used to send me pictures of the Broadway nights, and I'd send him some homemade wine. But he was killed by a man with a switchblade knife. For $43, my friend lost his life. I'd love to spit some beach nut in that dude's eyes and shoot him with my old 45, 'cause a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. We're from North California and South Alabama and little towns all around this land. We can skin a buck and run a trot line, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can